Right, right. Ladies, so there is something that I wanted to bring to your attention, something that has been keeping me up till I figure since I figured out all of this. Okay. This is what got me to realize that we are in a very dire state and we don't even know it. We don't even know it. Okay. The infection is on the verge of killing us. We don't even know it. We fathers shall survive, but you hoes will die off. Ladies, you know why? Do you know why you do not do this to other women? When we tell you that you have internalized misogyny, when we tell you that you have internalized misogyny, the reason we know that it is internalized misogyny, it is misogyny, which means it originates from the man, it's because they take it to a much deeper level than we ever could. It's because the amount of misogyny that we have, I have it too. It's impossible to not have it because we were brainwashed on it. Let me tell you what my internalized misogyny is. I am still like a hopeless romantic when it comes to romantic movies, romantic stories, romance novels. I am still hopeless in that. I am still hopeless in calling out, um, in saying the term, God help us, Jesus. Those are internalized misogyny because what do you mean? A male is a god when it is females who are performing godly behaviors every day. That is internalized misogyny. Because what happens in a world where those males never existed? These phrases would not exist. There would be no such things of God help us if males did not exist, which means that phrase is a misogynistic phrase. That phrase is a proxy. That phrase is something that came from them. That phrase is a disease, a reflection of the disease that we are facing. Because that phrase should never have existed. It's my internalized misogyny, and there's way more than that. There are way more than that. So when we say internalized misogyny, we know it is from the men because ours can only mirror theirs. It cannot exceed theirs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Ours can only mirror theirs. It cannot exceed theirs. That is how we know they are the source of it. What you have never ever heard is that a woman saying for women to die. Do you understand that? We fathers shall survive, but you hoes will die off. That is just part of the problem. Let me show you the other part. This look, what is this? I believe this is a robot girl. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. And it doesn't really matter that it is, that it's not. It doesn't really matter that it's not. Because it reminds me, if she is real, it reminds me of what? A robot woman. What happens if they are killing us now? What happens when they have their robot girlfriends and their fake wombs? What happens to us if they need us now and they cannot stop killing us and they cannot stop telling us to die and they cannot stop telling us they don't need us and they cannot stop telling us that we are useless, that no matter how much we give them, they do not see us as human. They tell us we deserve to die when we are killed. What do you think happens when they no longer need us? Ladies, this is the train wreck. This is a train wreck waiting to happen. I don't believe we even have 2 years before the artificial womb is ready. I don't even believe that we have 2 years. I think within a year it would be ready. What happens when they have their fake women and their fake wombs? What happens to us? Do you think these men like us enough to not massacre us? Do you think they like us enough when they tell us to get out of their own society, of their society that they built, when they tell us that they built it? In other words, it is not ours. It is theirs. It can only be theirs. Only they can benefit from it. And that the only reason they let us stay is that we benefit them, is that we are the food. What happens then? Because I bet everyone is just assuming that this is some rage bait, or this is some conspiracy theory. This is real. Of all the evidence, I haven't said a single thing that they have not done, and yet you will refuse to accept it as what is going to happen. Every single thing I'm saying is things that they have done, that we have experienced every day, and yet we are hanging on to the hope that this isn't true, that we are not living in a nightmare. Ladies, yes, we are trapped in a nightmare. What you see in society, the males that you see, the 4.1 billion males that you see, every male in every corner, that is not normal. That is a nightmare. That is a nightmare. What will happen when they have the fake wombs and the fake females? What happens to us real ones who they have never ever liked, who they tell to get out of their society that they built? What happens then? Are walking straight into a train wreck. We are slowly walking into a train wreck. Let me tell you what will happen. They are going to massacre us from every corner of the globe, but only insofar as the robot and the fake womb become widely available. But it doesn't even have to get to that stage. It doesn't even have to get to that stage. There only has to be a possibility. It only even has to be a possibility that it can be widely available, that they can get their hands on it. Because these males are not, in fact, logical. They are not rational. They only have to know it will be widely available before they start massacring us. Ladies, are you hearing me? Is this penetrating? Is what I wanted to say. We have to get into formation and start the process of saving ourselves. We have to get into formation and start the process of saving ourselves. And the very first point of the process is for me to let you know this. It's for me to let you know that there is a train crash coming and we are standing on the train tracks. There's a train wreck coming and we are standing right on the train tracks. We have to get into formation and start the process of saving ourselves, because it is a process and it is a long one, because there is so many of them. We are at stage 5 cancer right now. We are at stage 5 cancer. We are so close to be strangled to death, and we don't know it. That's what I wanted to jump on here and say.